War crimes. Big ones. Something I didn't think I would uncover my silly little Plastic Army Men game. After my original Plastic Battlegrounds video, I thought I would shelve the game until the next big update, probably multiplayer, but someone left a comment on that video saying that there's some hidden tidbits of lore hidden throughout the game. So, I threw the headset back on and jumped back into the game, trying to look at it from a new angle, and trying to explore and piece together the lore. From what I have found, there is lore that exists, though it seems more like a bedrock to build a larger story off of. Nothing is set in stone, but there are a lot of things implied. This is by no means a definitive presentation of the lore as much as it is an examination of the evidence and my best attempt to string together a narrative. To start with, I will break down the 4 civilizations that there are important to the story, and a possible 5th civilization that is completely lost or obliterated. To start with, we have the Green Republic, everyone's favorite heroes. The green guys save the day in more games of army men than anyone else. A republic implying that there's some level of control held by the citizenry, whether that be an elected group that governs, like a senate, or an individual elected by the people, like a president. Now, there have been republics, both past and present, that are republics in name only. And there's not really any lore about the Greens government that I could find. They seem to be loyal to humans, according to the Plastic Battlegrounds YouTube Shorts team. From what we can tell, they are a very large and powerful army in the game, only rivaled by one. The Tan Empire. With the name the Tan Empire, that points to there being a Tan Emperor, so I went looking for any information I could find on him and his nation. I found several interesting signs throughout multiple maps that made direct reference to him. He seems to not want the war to carry on, whether this be propaganda or real, I'm not sure. The actions I will cover later in the video make me believe that they are real. His goals, at least according to some shorts on the Plastic Battlegrounds channel, appear to be uniting the 4 armies against the humans. It mentions experiments and cruel treatment the Emperor endured, causing him to view humans as some kind of cosmic horror. Something in line with how we would view Cthulhu or Yog-Sothoth. Uncaring, indifferent beings who have no regard for our well-being. The name Empire also implies that our central supreme figure is ruling over several regions, usually of diverse groups, and this makes me think that they were not always a full-blown empire until bringing the next civilization under their wing. The Grey Commonwealth. There's not a lot of lore that I can hunt down directly on the Greys. Everything is my best guess. A commonwealth, in this sense I believe, means a loose connection of Grey states or individual governments united by a common goal, similar to the early statehood relationship in the United States. Though the goals uniting them is a mystery, perhaps uniting to push back an invading force or collectively barter for peace terms. They are, at this point, one of the smallest armies in the game, likely due to the events of the Attic. The final faction is the slipperiest, the Blue Technocracy, a government ran by the technological elites. Imagine a government run by Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos. Yeah, doesn't sound like the best form of governance. Powerful tech rulers are probably not the most well-adjusted people to run a nation, and from the pieces of evidence I've found, my mistrust in them seems more than validated. Their weapons also show their tech supremacy, with laser guns powered by battery. Though they don't appear to field much manpower in-game, I believe it is because their alliance to Green is an alliance of opportunity to spare their civilization from the horrors of an all-out war they likely started or greatly influenced the start of. The Reds are a complete question mark. We know they existed due to weapons found in-game, but it appears to be a bit of a mystery if they are still around, or what happened to them. With that out of the way, remember the Attic, a phrase etched into the auto shotgun in the minds of Grey soldiers. A battle cry for a country refusing to go quietly into the night, or civilization begging for people to remember the horrors committed against them before they slip into extinction. Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain: the Greys have suffered greatly. They were the victims of what appears to be a joint operation between the Republic and the technocracy. The Greens and Blues didn't hit barracks, or depots, or airfields. In fact, they didn't appear to hit any military targets at all. Their sights were set on the civilians, neighborhoods of gray homes and suburban streets, unaware of the brutality that awaited them. Looking around the attic, it is clear that this was not some kind of shock and awe attack, but something much more nefarious. To me, it appears like this was a 3-step plan laid out by Blue, with some or all of the plan known by Green. The first step of this plan was an invasion or siege to secure the Grey Town for unknown means. Step 2, occupation. Why I believe an occupation took place is based on the graffiti on the homes in the attic. If this was just some hit-and-run attack, there wouldn't be all this graffiti telling Green to go home or to break this siege. There are also barracks set up on the outskirts, hinting to the armies being stationed there for a while as well. It is unclear when the hero of the Greys made his name known, whether during the invasion of the town or the final steps in Blue and Green plan. A Major Grayson became a known name, a sporting carbine now bearing his name. Though his deeds remain unknown from what I can find, he clearly had some level of folk hero status among the remaining Greys, as he is one of the few characters to actually be named. The final step of the plan: extermination. The Greens were mobilized to take military action against the Grey civilians, whether under the order of their own chain of command or through the influence of the Blues. The piles of melted plastic with Blue trucks backed up to them makes me believe that the bulk of the extermination was done by Blue soldiers. The barrels contain an unknown substance, whether it be what they used to break down the fellow plastic people, or the remnants of them being loaded up into the trucks is unknown. The Blues have shown some interest in collecting the liquid plastics of all nations, with instructions to destroy the small containers if they are caught. So what in the world are they doing with these plastic samples? I don't know. The lab card in the top of the closet being watched over by a lone Grey sentry may have something to do with the Blue collecting samples and possible testing of these samples, but I have no idea. The lab seems to be a map available for testers, so perhaps we will get a bit more lore about the creation of our 4 nation soldiers in the future. I'd love to hear your ideas down below, if you think I misinterpreted or missed anything. They have mentioned a possible story campaign coming in the future as well, so perhaps this is just the bedrock of the story they will tell. Okay, bye.